Welcome! My name is Tanya. Today we're doing something slightly different, or you could say highly anticipated, at least by me. Yeah, if you've watched some of my videos, you might have heard me say that I really want to do a vlog and that it hasn't panned out so far, but that changes today. Okay, so about a month ago, I documented a week where I was trying to get back into a proper routine, a routine that also comfortably accommodates my writing and my reading. Right after that vlogging week, I immediately fell off the wagon, and you might argue that even during the vlog, I'm not completely settled on that wagon. And I thought, why not treat it almost like a behavioral science experiment, so to speak? And so that's what we're going to do. We are watching past Tanya as she does her thing. She's like my subject, basically. And I come in at the end and try to extract some sort of lesson from it all so that I might get back into it and stick to a routine, because that would be fabulous. Yeah, I also have to warn you, we have footage jitters again. It does get better at some point, but I'm really sorry. I made myself a little hot beverage. It's not coffee, because my body is very fragile. It doesn't like a lot of things. So this is just plain cocoa powder with hot water on it, which you might call a hot cocoa. I like it, so I will drink it as a coffee placebo sometimes. About 2 weeks ago, I was living my absolutely best life. I cannot explain to you just how exhilarating it was. Okay, I had a routine and it worked. It was beautiful. I feel like I'm crying. Ooh. Yeah. Ignore that. I don't know. I had discovered the revolutionary idea of having a weekend where you're done with your work. In my case, my work is job applications, and being done with work at a specific time of the day and then having free time, and also when it's time to work, feeling productive and getting stuff done. I felt so in balance and just good. It was amazing. And then I dropped off, and it wasn't entirely my fault. I was thrown off by the fact that we had an internet outage. This is what this video is about. I want to get back to that, which will also serve my writing. So the way that I see time is that I don't. My time vision is blurry at best. And so I help myself with that by essentially, whenever I write out a to-do list, I draw on the bottom these little boxes. Each of them is an hour, and I color in everything that is basically already accounted for eating, cooking, getting ready in the morning, that kind of stuff. And then during the day, I also color in every hour that has already passed whenever I remember to do it. And that always helps me to see how much time I still have left for the things that are on my to-do list. It's often eye-opening to me to see wow, okay, I thought I had all day long, but it's actually only 3 hours that I still have for what I thought I could do in this day. So that's what I'm doing here. Also, this is of course only for a day. The other part of the plan is that on Saturday is the day when I do house chores. Monday through Friday is pretty much this. And then I need to allow for an hour for like getting ready. I can't explain to you why it always takes so much time for me. It just takes time, and I know that, and so it doesn't make sense to plan for anything less. I also added these little blue lines, which is like kind of small breaks that I want to plan with, which is important for, again, for my health. Didn't say it before. I wasn't sure if I wanted to say it explicitly, at least in this video, but I guess I am going to. So I have chronic fatigue syndrome, which is a chronic illness. If I take like 2 or 3 breaks of like 10, 15, 20 minutes of just laying flat on my back or whatever, in silence, eyes closed, doing these breaks, a game changer, honestly. It's just that I never really want to do them, and I never remember either. So yeah, this is like the ideal version of my routine, is incorporating these breaks. Yes, so I would plan for 6 hours of like the work. If I am done by 5, then I'm allowed to join Kate Kavanaugh's Twitch stream, where she does like writing sprints. It's also an incentive to be productive and like focused during my work hours. And then I have 1.5 hours just to relax, to read, to whatever, which is also very important. That is like what I was so ecstatic about in those 2 weeks when it really worked, where I was like, oh my god, I have free time. How has nobody told me? Again, I'm crying. Why am I crying? It just makes me so emotional. I don't know. Okay, please ignore. I might be sleep deprived. Okay, but wow. Yeah, time is flying. Not in a good way though. So, first order of business is super fun. Looking into courses that I might. Sometimes I get like kind of depressed and like slumpy when I don't have anything that is creative or me learning something. And like I have such a boost in energy and mood when I do like a course. Yeah. Okay. Gonna put on some like productive, not high energy, but like some energy music to get me going. And then it's work time. Okay, let's do it. No more talking. Okay. See you then. Hello. Okay. First of all, wait a second. I just wanted to record this little. No, I talked over it. Yes. Okay. now it's time for lunch, and then I'm going to go ahead and do some job application stuff. And then after that, at 5, I want to join Kate Kavanaugh's Twitch stream, and I'm hoping she does one today. And that's when I'm going to write, which I know is really what you're interested in. Alright. It is. Oh, I forgot to take my break. But anyway, I had to use a little bit of discipline not to work longer, which is weird because I wasn't enjoying it. I think it's just my completionist tendencies that made me want to keep going. But I stayed firm because that's just as important, because otherwise the whole system falls apart, right? And now I'm going to write with Kate Kavanaugh. I'm thinking I'm going to dictate. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping that it's going to help me feel better again, because part of what is so tough about the job stuff is that I don't have the control. I'm waiting around for someone to give me the chance. And so every time I'm doing something creative, I'm learning something, I'm working on my own projects, that is I can make progress. It's in my hands. Yeah. Let's do it. Why is it so low? Oh, right. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna join. Bye. So, in the end, I did not write new words. However, I was dealing with the transcription and formatting of everything that I had left, which was 3 days worth of reading. I checked also the last time I was not writing. I also checked the last time that I was writing was last week, Wednesday, so almost a week. So I really, really, really want to get writing tomorrow in the morning, but I still think it's good that I handled the transcription. Yes, so this is what I wanted to show you. Oh, the trials and tribulations of trying to make a video. The amount of words that I was now able to add into this Scrivener document, 8,576 words, not new words, I had already dictated them, but I felt like it was productive, even though I wasn't producing new words. I wouldn't say I'm locked in to my routine yet, but I can feel I'm starting to remember how it felt. What have we learned from that one day? First day is always you're still motivated and in it. There's not that much that will go wrong. However, I have a few notes. Okay, so first of all, that whole system that that is way too complicated, way too complex. A lot of these things that I drew on there, I never even looked at twice, never did them in reality. So yeah, first lesson would be, I think, keeping it simple. This is the work time, this is the leisure time, this is the house chores, whatever. And then just having on my to-do list that I will write, allocate the hours accordingly, I think. Keep it simple. I can theoretically want something, but it doesn't work when I don't have what I call the emotional connection, in lieu of a better word. As things stand right now, I do not have that emotional connection to the intention behind the routine, so I need to work on that. I barely remember what it felt like in those 2 weeks that were so magical. So sadly, I didn't vlog then. That would be super helpful. I really like the idea of free time being my incentive. I think that works. But I also think that it needs to be a little bit more concrete, maybe. Like, do I have something specific that I would like to do that night? A specific book I want to read? I would love to do more art, for example. If I could combine like audiobook reading with drawing of some kind, that I think, because there's a certain urgency behind it. Like, it's been so long since I've really done anything artistic in that way. Yeah. So something concrete. And also, unfortunately, at this very moment, I'm not exactly super motivated to write. Why that is gonna be a different video. I still have to figure that out and how to fix it. So at this moment, writing is not a good incentive for me. So I need to figure out something concrete and something that I'm genuinely in that moment excited about. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I will see you when we revisit Tuesday. Spoiler alert, I actually write that day. So I feel like there's more meat there to be looked at. That's gross to say. Thank you for watching. I hope this was in any way helpful. Any way at all. Goodbye. Have a great writing week.